It's the final round of the Evian Championship, and the big question of the day, can Amy Olsen continue the form that sees her leading by 2 heading into this final day at the Evian Resort Golf Club? Slightly cooler today, the hint of autumn in the air. Live final round coverage is on the way.
Amy Olsen in a difficult spot on number 6. And a very gritty play. We'll still need to rely on the putter here to avoid her second bogey of the day.
Where weather hasn't played a part in the tournament itself this year.
Well, there has been no second guessing this year any officials' decisions in terms of course setup nor weather delays. I know Pete and the rest of them are very thankful for that.
I really like what the LPGA Tour have done this year with the setup. It's been varied, but I think certainly on Sundays we've seen some tricky hole locations, and testing these players is kind of what you want to see on a Sunday.
I think that's exactly what you want to see on a Sunday. I think you want to see who can handle the pressure the best, who can stick to their targets and be disciplined enough with that, without letting the emotions get the better of them of the final day and the pressure of winning.
The old adage from the USGA that's now widely used in majors, the goal is not to embarrass the best players in the world, it's to identify them. This one downhill early, turning right, and then uphill to the hole once it gets on the green. Bounced quite a bit coming out of the fringe.
Took the pace up it. Four for Se Young, remains 13 under. Remember, Amy Olsen has a fairly lengthy par putt still to come as we go to the 7th.
With Inby Park, that yellow mark there says 75 yards. Flag on 27 paces today. Slow uphill come for birdie for Park.
Now Mo Martin to get to 12 under.
Yes.
It's a really good chance that goes missing for Mo Martin. Got to take them in the final round of a major. You're not going to get too many great looks at it.
No, and as you know, the way Mo plays golf, because she's so short, it makes it difficult for her to attack some of these flags like Se Young Kim can later.
What is this, a 77th major, Angela Stanford?
She has been in the top 10 a number of times.
Yeah.
She's come second once. She lost in a playoff to Hilary Lunke at Pumpkin Ridge.
15 years ago now, yeah.
Yeah.
Amy Olsen to remain in the lead on her own.
Slightly up the slope and not a lot of break.
One of the best up and downs of her career, let alone the week. And she's still ahead. And they will go to the par 5, 7th.
Well, Georgia Hall continues to really struggle to find a game. We saw her hit a tee shot down the left-hand side. This is now her 4th hit. On a hole she'd be thinking about birdie, struggling to make par, but somehow she's keeping it all together, Karen.
Well, she is, but she's quite lucky in many ways that the other players haven't really taken over and made a lot of birdies as well.
Austin Ernst putting together a solid round so far. 1 birdie, no drop shots. It's a really good tee shot here at 8. moved the tee forward here yesterday. It's back in its usual spot. Now, can she get this rolling towards the hole? Needs to give it some.
Here we go. Oh.
Right. Come on.
First time playing in September since 2015 for Inby Park. Clubs are already put away for the year by now. But here she is, amongst our contenders in this final round of the Evian Championship.
Thank you.
The final group has reached the 9th tee, and this is the second easiest hole in the golf course today. All week, it has been the easiest. If you are going to win this golf tournament, making a birdie has to be foremost on your mind here.
Probably a little behind schedule.
Yeah.
But the old saying is, you know, birdies speed up play. We haven't seen many birdies out here.
Oh, and there's a fairway missed.
I don't know.
Yep. Yeah, bouncing right.
Yeah, not by much, though. The group in front is just clearing the green, so they tactically got to this tee pretty near being in position. I think they will get warned within the next hole if they continue to lose ground. Then once they're warned, they can be put on the clock the next time. At any point during the round, they came very close, this group, without Se Young Kim yesterday with Mi Yang Lee, to getting put on the clock on the 18th hole. But they just made it there in time.
She's birdied it every day, Jerry. A little longer, though, today for her.
Yeah. Guessing fairway here.
What makes you think that would be the case? No, and it is with great regularity that Mo Martin does exactly that. Well, she responded well last time she dropped a shot. Followed her first bogey of the day with a birdie at the third.
It's a little bit of change in her body language after missing the par putt, the great putt that she hit for par. But then her brother swooped right in and they laughed about how good a putt it was and how it almost went in. So I think Amy's in a fine place mentally right now, but it is uncharted waters for her, really.
Yeah, this is where... oh, I thought that might kick out onto the fairway. Not to be, but it's a three-shotter anyway. This is the hole where she kind of took hold of the tournament for the first time yesterday with a wonderful eagle.
You see Amy drops it quite heavily on the inside, promoting a draw swing, good flowing follow through.
To the uphill par 4 dogleg 11th hole, Mi Yang Lee, who was in a share of the lead at the halfway stage. We had 4 co-leaders at that point.
And I think Mi Yang got a little bit unlucky yesterday. She was just slightly missing the fairways, ending into some really thick rough.
Playing well today, though. That's for a third unanswered birdie of the round.
Ryan O'Toole pulling a tee shot left off the tee at 10.
Nothing in front of this green, Tom. She can run it up.
That's exactly what she's done. That is a wonderful shot from Ryan O'Toole. She's going to have a putt to get to 11 under par. Seems to be all smiles for Ryan O'Toole out there. As we check the first page of the leaderboard in this final round of the Evian Championship, where Se Young Kim and Amy Olsen are tied for the lead. Amy with just a handful of top 10s in her whole career. She's never finished better than a tie for 7th in an LPGA tournament. Se Young Kim with 7 wins. Jung-Eun Lee 6. There are 6 Jung-Eun Lees who play on the Korean LPGA Tour. So they differentiate them by a number. That's why she is number 6. And Jenny Shin has been coaching Ryan O'Toole this week. It seems to have worked well.
All right, so a moment ago now, Amy Olsen from the rough here. Looks like it's just going to be a layup on this par 5. Just get it close. See what she can do with a wedge in her hand, but that will be a little bit more difficult being in that cross bunker there. So not a good play by Olsen. The dreaded long bunker shot is upcoming for her. Now live to Se-Young Kim, who is in a similar position. She's going to try to avoid a similar fate, although that ball is going right. But it covers that cross bunker, gets into the green side bunker. A much easier shot for Se-Young Kim, who is tied for the lead with Olsen. Still a lot of green to cover there, but much better position for this player, Se-Young Kim, with 7 wins. Now Martin.
Well, Martin will definitely be short of all the trouble here. It was a layup on the last par 5 that cost her a shot, though. So being extra diligent, it appears, on this one. That'll be just fine.
Yeah, and being down that right side, it will give her a nice angle for her wedge to that left hole.
Go to the 10th, and Henny Goya is watching Inby Park.
1 ball for Inby. Slight downslope this fairway, so ball's going to shoot out a little bit. Pin's tucked over on the right hand side. Definitely can't miss this flag right.
Sat down really quickly. They may have put a bit of water on these greens, Henny, because the ball is stopping so quickly.
Well, there's different wind today on this hole. It has been down off the right. It's into off the right. So that's just going to make the ball spin up a little bit more and stop quicker for the players. Means they can be more aggressive at this flag. Angela Stanford over on the left side of the fairway, so she's got a great angle in.
How many club wind do you think it is, Henny?
Kind of jostling between a half and a 1 club. She's judged it perfectly there.
Yeah, that was spot on. Well, Angela Stanford has a chance to get to 11 under par. Could this be the back 9 where she breaks through to win a major? She's had a very successful career on the LPGA Tour, made a lot of money, but the major championship has eluded her. Georgia Hall.
Yeah, I was just going to say, Tom, she's on a bit more of a downslope, so it's going to deal off the club even more. I know we didn't see it on the last hole, but I have to give her a shout out for hitting driver off the deck en route to her birdie. Absolutely smoked it, flighted it. Beautiful.
Where did that one finish up, Henny?
That finished up, pitched about 5 yards short of the green and ran back down that slope, so she's going to be faced with a really tough chip now.
She's not made it easy for herself today, Georgia Hall. A couple of bogeys at 7 and 8. Bounced back with that birdie at 9, and now she's got her work cut out to save par at the 10th. Kim and Olsen lead by 3. Minjee Lee having a really good day at 4 under.
Amy Olsen now with just such a brutally difficult shot. Sometimes players make it look really easy, but it is fraught with danger. You catch it heavy, you're going to be chipping for your fourth. You catch it thin, and you don't want to think about it. 58 yards away. Some players, if they were to practice it, would hit this with as little as or as much as a 7 or 8 iron and play it like a bunker shot. It's an easier way to do it, but it takes a lot of practice. Wow. Wow, wow. If it stays there, it's really good.
Yeah, decent result for Amy, but cost herself a chance of a real look of birdie with that layup.
Young with a pretty ordinary, although somewhat lengthy bunker shot. 43rd in sand saves this year, so above average.
Brilliant. Fiddly little downhiller still to come, but an opportunity, you think, for another birdie for Se Young Kim.
Georgia Hall's third at 10.
So precise with where she's landing that. But again, that did land quite soft.
Well, just the one birdie today. It was some birdie, if you didn't see it earlier, from Austin Ernst. From way out. Maybe she used up all her luck on the greens in that one moment. Not a golf course where she's played particularly well in the past, but she feels she's playing much better this week.
Inbee Park has this for birdie.
Well, you can tell by how aggressive she was, she fancied that putt. And I think that this is, you know, the time that Inbee could really do with making a couple of birdies.
Well, when she won here in 2012, I think she had, what was it, 11 single putts in the round. It's going to need that kind of putting back nine from Inbee really to put some heat on. She's certainly one of our contenders into this back nine. Is that putter in hand, Jerry?
Yeah, it's really the only choice here, Richard. There's just not enough green, which slopes away slightly to try and pitch it onto the putting surface. And if you're going to land it short of the putting surface, you might as well just roll it along it. Fringe is mown at the same height as the fairway, or maybe just a hair longer. But she should get this within a couple feet quite easily.
What a bonus that is. Big smile, no wonder. Let's have another look. Worth it, isn't it? I feel like it's maybe not going to get there, and then plenty of pace. Middle of the hole.
But that's what she does so well. Like her putts just fall in nicely in the front edge.
Georgia Hall has this for par at the 10th. Three bogeys and 4 holes for Georgia Hall. Her chances are fading. Let's go back to 9.
Amy Olsen hasn't made a putt of significant length yet.
She was urging it. Wasn't far away, just like the putt on the previous hole for par. Front nine of 36. she might not be heading to the back nine in the lead.
Angela Stanford hit a lovely approach shot here. This for birdie. That would move her to 11 under alongside Mo Martin, just 2 shots back. Okay.
Two back for now. Of course, that birdie chance coming up for So Young Kim. Lydia Ko playing with Brooke Henderson and So Yeon Yu. A few titles between that 3-ball. Here it is. Putt for the outright lead for So Young Kim. No one really just wants to take hold and take a grasp on this championship. It was a tricky putt, Karen.
It was, but there was, like, the backstroke looked smooth, but there was just a little bit extra hit as she got to the ball. Just not as flowing as I'm used to seeing her putt on that one.
Well, Mo Martin making unlikely birdie. So Young Kim missing the golden chance to hit the front on her own.
And when there have been so few chances and opportunities for birdie, the pressure on the players increased that when they do have a chance, they really feel like they have to make it, and it can get quite intense.
Good.
Well, So Young Kim shot 64 yesterday. O'Toole 63. One of the fittest players on the tour, Ryan O'Toole. Back on the tee is Angela Stanford after that fabulous birdie.
Dogleg left, plays uphill. There are bunkers on the right. But she drew that round the corner. Nice. Look at that trundling on.
Well, all sorts of storylines around. I mean, Angela Stanford could become the second oldest player to win a major for the very first time. At the moment, though, it's So Young Kim and Amy Olsen sharing the lead.
A century ago, an innovative idea took root.
It was about people who were deeply in touch with the needs of the people they saw around them.
And the compassionate spirit of Cambia Health Solutions emerged.
We get to the next 100 years if we see it as an opportunity for innovation.
We will continue to grow and partner to better serve people and their families on their healthcare journey. Cambia Health Solutions, proud sponsor of the LPGA Portland Classic.
The Race to the CME Globe. A year-long competition for a winner-take-all $1 million prize. It's the biggest payout in all of women's golf. And it culminates at the season-ending CME Group Tour Championship. Watch the race unfold all season long on Golf Channel.
Become a GolfNow VIP and save every time you play. In fact, VIP members save an average of over $400 a year. You can book tee times without any fees. And as a VIP member, you'll receive $200 in golf credit. Plus, stress less, because if life happens, you can cancel without penalty. No fees, $200, less stress. That's VIP. Become a member today at golfnow.com/VIP.
We are here to change the game.
To push the boundaries.
To drive farther. We are golfers.
Engineers.
Dreamers. Doers.
And we are creating the future of golf today.
This is a competition about the power and inspiration of an idea. Driver versus Driver 2. Premieres October 2nd. USA defends their crown. 32 players, 8 countries, only one crown. The UL International Crown begins Wednesday, October 3rd.
Georgia over on the right-hand side of this fairway. Ball's above our feet, which is going to promote a right-to-left shape. And that's a good thing. Both of those things are a good thing because the pin's all the way back and on the left-hand side of the green today. So brilliant angle in. Shape all working nicely with that.
She had just a spectacular tournament in Portland 2 weeks ago, the last start for the LPGA, and didn't quite play the Sunday that she wanted, and this Sunday is turning out a little bit that way also.
That's more like it. You can see the flag just flapping a little bit there. I mean, wind, is it picking up at all? Has it been a consistent wind so far today, Henny?
Yeah, it's been fairly consistent. It just plays a bit more of a part where the green is exposed, and over on the left-hand side of this green there's no trees, so it definitely affects the ball as it flies in there a little bit more.
You'd have to say, Judy, I mean, given what she's achieved in the game, Inbee Park's got to be one of the danger women heading into this back nine.
Well, if she can, if she can make a birdie, she may make 3 or 4. That's just kind of the way she rolls.
Austin Ernst at the 12th. And Judy, we have seen all week what happens if you get into some of this lush rough around the greens.
How about reading the green with a very difficult pitch? Beautiful.
Our final group at the 10th. This is Se-Young Kim, co-leader. Jerry Foltz is there.
Yeah, she's got her work cut out for her here. 164 yards away on a bunch of, it's not really just pine straw, all kinds of little foliage and undercoating. And she has to keep it very low, hitting downhill, almost about the height of her head to keep it under the trees for about 30 yards. Problem is, the lie, you can't really move any of the loose impediments around it without risking moving the ball. And there's some right in front of it that could make it jump up very quickly. She keeps it under it. She could run it up to the green if she's really lucky. Kept it plenty low. Might have a little too much heat on it.
Yeah. What Jerry referred to with all the debris is you can learn a hard lesson sometimes. You can move a leaf or something several inches from the golf ball, maybe 6 inches from the golf ball, but it is all interconnected.
Next year, many of those leaves will still be in the trees. We'll be back in July. This is the last year the championship is being conducted in September. Off the thrilling birdie, Mo Martin, 2 back.
An 8-iron for Mo, slight downhill lie. 138 yards. I think that birdie just kind of changed her body language a little, Judy. She almost you can see a little bit of adrenaline, a little more pep in her step.
It was a little bonus birdie, wasn't it?
Yes, it was. Well, she didn't hit a bad wedge in, just pulled it a hair too far. She would have had a 5-footer. Left of the hole.
How about that leave, Judy?
Well, it's steeply up, so it's not just a, terribly simple up and down, but it's a shot you would expect certainly to get up and down.
Now, Amy Olsen has led by as many as 2, now tied with Se-Young Kim.
123 yards. 9-iron. Slight downhill lie also. Easy to catch that one thin. She caught it very nicely. Good line just left.
Asking for it to go. There goes enough. She'll have the best look. Trying to regain the lead in a bid for her first career title. Trying to make it a big one. 26-year-old from Oxbow, North Dakota. 11.
Angela got really unlucky with her second shot to end up in this position, hit a slope and spun back to here. Now faced with a pretty tricky putt up the hill, curling from her left-hand side off that same slope that did her wrong. Going to be slow for the first part, then pick up speed once it gets to the hole.
She went on a birdie charge, did she, around this part of the course yesterday. Angela Stanford thought she'd bagged another one there.
Well, Judy, this would be a par to remember for Austin Ernst, make keeper in this championship.
Really tough to get it close to the hole from up on the hill to the right side of this green. That was a really good par.
We are on the side of a mountain, and there are some severe slopes, and Austin Ernst, native of South Carolina, played at LSU. Huge par save. We're back at the 10th with our final group and our co-leaders, along with Mo Martin and Se-Young Kim to go first.
Their choice here is to play it through the saddle, let it run on down through there and up to the other side. It's a very steep slope in doing so, or try and loft it to the other side of the saddle. Problem is, Se-Young, one of the only players who doesn't carry anything more lofted than a sand wedge.
Players are so talented with the lob wedges and the 60-degree wedges, but I would sort of be in Se-Young Kim's camp. You know, they look like a shovel to me.
Landed straight into the slope on the far side. She lands that in the flat, probably ends up better than it is.
Yeah, needed a little less loft if that's the shot she was going to play.
Up ahead to 11.
Inby Park with one of those moments here on the back nine. Make it and you feel, oh dear, I was going to say, giving her the build up there. I mean, that wasn't even close.
Such a hard putt to read there. The green is cut into the hillside. The slope fools you, but you have to look at the bigger slope, which is the mountain.
Ryan O'Toole, second shot at the 12th. Tied for 5th, 3 shots back. In search of her first win. Looking anxiously.
And not quite all the way up on top.
12's a good hole to make par on. So is 10. Here's Mo Martin.
A little chip and run. Oh, caught it skinny.
Oh boy, still off the green. Other side.
That's the last thing I expected.
Yeah, exactly.
You feel like if you make any sort of mistake, you're going to leave it 5 feet short.
11.
In need of this, Georgia Hall. 3 bogeys the last 4 holes. Oh, agonizingly close. I mean, whatever happens here this afternoon, what a 6 weeks it's been in her life and career.
Well, and it's a game changer for her every time she tees it up. She is a more confident player, and she knows that she can get the job done.
Tied for the lead, Se-Young Kim, but this for par at 10.
Pretty delicate putt here.
Look at that run out. Tee shot left into the trees, had to try to manufacture something and went over the green, and now scrambling for bogey with Amy Olsen still a putt for birdie coming up. She could be back where she started the day with a 2-shot lead.
Best round of the day so far is for Minjee Lee, the young Australian. Just goes a little bit better. 5 under. It's going to be a sneaky backdoor top 10. Another one, 12th top 10 of the season. She's too far back, of course, to win it at 9 under, but she has been one of the most consistent players of 2018.
At the 10th, Mo Martin. Jerry, you talked about this all week. Number 2 on tour in scrambling. This is for 4.
Yeah. This would count in 2 scrambling stats here. An up and down from the first one and a hole out from the second try. Flag stick removed, trying to hole it.
Oh, goodness. So she makes one from off the green for birdie at 9 to get within 2, but now she's going to drop at least 1, and Amy Olsen still waits to putt for birdie.
Yeah, and bear in mind, Se Young Kim's not in for bogey yet either. Meanwhile, Angela Stanford up ahead for her part. It's all gone a little ragged at the moment, hasn't it? Maybe they're all feeling the heat of the final day of this 5th major of the season.
Majors do that to you, don't they?
We've been blessed with blue skies, haven't we, this week? Sharp contrast to what we saw in 2017. Who's going to get hold of this championship? Se Young Kim, Amy Olsen, at the moment tied at the lead. Could be a lot of movement on that leaderboard in a moment. Of course, Olsen with a birdie putt, Kim with a bogey putt to come.
So with Kim and Martin guaranteed of dropping at least a shot, here's Olsen for birdie.
Turning a little right, slightly downhill.
Se Young Kim's caddy is obscuring our view. Is that a foot or so, Jerry?
Yeah, I don't even think she'll mark it.
Okay. She's in with 4. She's going to have the lead going to 11. Will it be 1 shot? Will it be 2? 1 over on her round today. Bounced back from a bogey at 2 with a birdie at 3. Made a bogey at 8 with a putt that did a little victory lap around the hole and missed for bogey. So here's Martin for bogey.
Huge, huge putt, turning just a little left. Oh my, oh, there you go. I thought she missed it.
I think she thought she missed it.
And remember, a lot of those troubles on this hole, you never know, but they were warned on the tee for being out of position.
Yeah. She was from the fairway, came up a little bit short, hit her pitch shot over the other side of the green, and now Se Young Kim, a player who set the all-time LPGA Tour record for most birdies or eagles in one tournament back in Green Bay a couple of months ago, now has this for bogey to lose just 1 shot.
And Judy, up until this point, from the practice green on, she has really carried herself like that player who expects to win. And Grant, it's right now, that if she doesn't make this, there might be some negative body language as she walks to the 12th tee.
Wow.
Well, that was a misread.
The only blemish on her scorecard in Wisconsin a couple of months ago when she won at 31 under to set the all-time record was a double bogey. Came on a par 3. That's her 2nd this week. And suddenly, Amy Olsen, as she did when this final round began, leads it by 2 as we look again at the bogey putt for Se Young Kim.
Amy Olsen wasting no time. They were spoken to again on this tee box. I can only speculate they're on the clock, and a good tee shot there.
Yeah, great position. The shot from 11 is to just hit it right at the bunkers with a nice draw.
If winning your first title or your first major wasn't hard enough, get yourself on the clock as well.
Absolutely. 353 yards up the hill, dogleg to the left. Bunkers out there start at 223 yards. It's a really tough play from those fairway bunkers. The fairway will feed right to left. You play straight up to a green that also feeds right to left, but the green is also cut into the mountain. So it is a very difficult green to read. Hole in the back portion of the green today.
Well, it's been a remarkable turn of events. I mean, just short of the green there. Mo Martin did well in the end to make that bogey.
Judy, look how this putt from O'Toole ran out, this for par.
Yeah, that is the tricky part of these greens, and I feel sorry for a player who tries to compete with the talent that's out here on this tour now and hasn't played here before. Local knowledge is so important.
Well, her mind must be scrambled. Should have had a putt to take the lead at 9, then makes a double at 10.
Playing very quickly. Oh, and another one-handed finish. This out to the right.
Yeah, the one-handed finishes still were finding the fairway in the heart of the green yesterday. Not today. She's out of rhythm here.
See what happens with this finish. So you know you've not made very good contact. And the fact is, long before the hand comes off of the club, you've given up on the shot a little bit.
Well, I don't think Amy Olsen would believe if I told her she was 1 over par through 10 holes that she'd still have a 2-shot lead, but that is how it stands now.
Se-Young Kim had not made a bogey in 32 holes. Then she made that double on 10. This is her second shot to 11. And the wheels just seem to be falling off for her right now. It's going to be a very, very difficult up and down to avoid dropping shots on 2 consecutive holes.
Now from perfect position, Jerry.
Yeah, 115 yards, a little 9-iron for Amy. Plays about a club uphill. Don't want to go long. Well, this looks pretty nice. All things considered, very nice.
Yeah, had it not spun back, been quite close, but she's got a very good angle there.
We're back at the 12th, and here is 7-time major champion Inbee Park, 3 off the lead.
She doesn't hit very many shots that chase up, so she's got to fly the ball back there, and she did not.
Still quite conspicuous by her presence. Tied for 4th.
How tight to the trees is she, Jerry?
You know, I didn't get a chance to get down there. They're playing very quickly, and it's a steep slope, but I didn't look to walk back up. I think your camera angle from behind the green gives you a better view than I have. But it's if it is clear, it's not clear by much.
Yeah, the camera angle from behind the green doesn't say she's got an open look.
Tried hoisting it over him. She did nicely.
Yes, she did. Good shot.
Angela Stanford at the 12th, 2 off the lead, tied for 2nd.
More important than close to the hole is get it hole high, get it on the right shelf. Not really.
Ryan O'Toole just 3-putted from there. She looks a bit bewildered. A little cloud cover here in the French Alps, not far away. It's just been a gorgeous week. We had a little rain on Friday morning. It may have served to soften the course up a bit. But this is the way we want to see Evian, Judy, isn't it?
All week has been just really spectacular. Thank you, Mother Nature. We all thank you. The players thank you. And it has been a beautiful sight all week.
11.
Well, she doesn't get much of a view from here. Well, she's pointing at something down there, Jerry. Not too sure what.
Asking Paul, her caddy, a question. Pretty good on the rules is Paul, most times. A little bit of an awkward stance. Ball below her feet. Sit.
It was a moment or two ago. She looked like she might go to 14 under. That to stay at 11 now. Austin Ernst has been threatening some birdies in the last 3 or 4 holes. Got this one though for eagle. This would change her perspective of the final few holes if it went in.
Two nice shots to put the ball on the middle of the green at 13.
Feels she's major ready right now, Austin Ernst.
Par 3 16th, Minjee Lee, who's been going along nicely today, 5 under on her round, but that double bogey after finding the bunker, the par 3, costs her a couple of shots, and she goes back into a tie for 15th.
Who was the player who said, this is a golf course that can jump up and grab you?
Amy Olsen. Oh, what a good looking putt that was again from her.
I fully expected it to drop left, and it really didn't. If anything, moved right.
Jerry, I believe this green is the one that is really cut into the mountain and can be very deceiving.
Yeah, they redesigned it. It used to be a step in this green as well, like there is here.
Well, 2 putts would be great for Angela Stanford. Tough putt here for birdie at 12.
Up and over the slope. When it starts to take the turn to the left, it gets very quick.
How about in?
Unless it catches the hole.
That for par to stay 11 under. Back to 11.
Pretty straight putt from Mo Martin for 4.
What a save that is. She doesn't miss many fairways. She battled hard for that.
Richard, she got the read from Amy Olsen, and when these players get a really good read, the percentage of making them goes way up.
She's knocked in some good putts the last 3 holes.
Enby Park 3 back. This for birdie at 12. I saw her just touch it. That's why you said you wanted to see that ball get a little deeper into the green. 11 again.
Struggling to settle over this one, say young Kim.
Unsettling, because they are indeed on the clock as well.
Okay. We're seeing some battling performances here on 11. Brilliant par from Mo Martin. Equally good from Kim. Seven holes to play. It's a 2-shot lead for Amy Olsen.
I have no choice, lots of trucks. Yeah, don't worry.
And the trials of Georgia Hall, this a bogey putt at 12.
I think it just sneaks to the right. She thought the same thing.
Fairway bunker off the tee. Barely got it out of the bunker, hit the lip and popped straight up in the air. Third shot down short of the green, and she'll drop at least 2. Amy Olsen began the day with a 2-shot lead. It is 2 as she goes to 12 on the final round here in Evian.
Jung-Un Lee. Second to this downhill par 5-6, trying to sling one in. Doing very well with it. Had that putt to get to 10 under. All the way back to the tee box is Angela Stanford. This is the hole yesterday where she thought she was she had some problems here yesterday. I think she's got some problems here now. Bunker.
That is just the worst place in some of these finishing holes that you could drive the ball, because you absolutely make it a 3-shot hole, and maybe not an easy 3-shot hole depending on how it sits in the bunker.
181 yards today, this par 3 14th, and Austin Ernst 3 shots off the lead.
Way off the hill.
Asking for a bounce. She expertly judged the rough at 12. Huge par save, then birdied 13. Looking for her second victory and her first major. Let's go to the other side of the golf course and the par 3 8th, and this is world number 2, Ariya Jutanugarn. 2 under on a round today. Had a chance to move to number 1 in the world again with a high finish, and with current number 1 Sunghyun Park having missed the cut, but it appears that Sunghyun will remain at number 1. Inbee Park with the victory could also move to number 1.
Pretty nice pairing for Ariya today.
I'll
She's
say.
playing with Rachel Heck, the 16-year-old, and her sister, Morya Jutanugarn.
Ariya, having won the U.S. Women's Open in a playoff, is leading the Rolex Annika Major Award standings. You get 60 points for a victory, so Inbee Park could tie Ariya, and actually Inbee would win the tiebreaker. And so Inbee could still win it. Have to finish in the top 10 to get points. And Sunghyun having missed the cut.
Welcome, everybody.
Well, this was last night, and it was quite the gala. They know how to do galas here in Evian, Judy. There's Franck Ribot, who is the driving force behind Evian, and our own Tom Abbott, as usual, dashing Judy, emceeing the festivities with the 4 major winners and a couple of players with a chance to win. It was a great night.
Yeah, Tom was great, but I have to say, seeing those 5 major championship trophies in one spot is impressive.
The desserts weren't bad either. To the 12th and Se-Young Kim.
I don't think there's any chance to get this to the green, even for a natural high ball hitter. 176 yards right up against the face. She got a little greedy with it, paid the price.
Georgia Hall just did the same thing. Se-Young Kim had a putt for birdie at 9 to take the lead outright, and now appears to be in free fall.
Well, she didn't try to pick it cleanly and get it up very quickly. She tried to thump it hard, compress it to get it up very quickly with some loft. Didn't work.
And once again, Amy Olsen has put herself in good position.
It's an awkward lie here, especially on the right side. I can't believe the ball stopped here, way above her feet, 160 yards away, but a 6-iron, which won't turn as much left as a shorter iron. Hole today plays 40 paces back into the green.
She started it out, I thought, where she should have.
Yeah, it turned, oh. I thought that was going to catch a slope and ricochet dead left. It was a good first bounce.
Well, it's in a little bit of rough right at the cut, but she still got a break.
And so she'll have a decision to make what kind of shot to play here coming up. She leads it by 2. Looking for her first career victory. And what a big one it would be. Morya Jutanugarn. She broke through with her first victory earlier this year, playing with, as Judy said, her sister Ariya.
They didn't have a whole lot else going this week, so I bet they had a little game today.
They've been enjoying Evian this week with all that it has to offer.
Well, you feel like where we are in the championship right now, all up for grabs for the players in contentions. One of them is Ryan O'Toole, far enough back to get over that little bush. And she's given herself a good look at a birdie here. Just off the back of that first drop shot of the day.
Classy looking shot.
As you can see, look at the figures there. No one really going low. Brooke Henderson's managed to sneak inside the top 10, 3 under for the day, but it's Olsen in front by 2.
Third shot on the par 4 for Se-Young Kim. 2 shots back.
159. Signal was 7 iron. First got a rough. Oh yeah, something's definitely not right in that swing, or maybe physically as well.
That is going to be a very difficult putt for par for Se-Young Kim, who again just half an hour ago had a putt to take the lead on the 9th.
For eagle for Jung-Un Lee. Oh, so close to making it as well.
We're at the par 3 14th, and Austin Ernst tied for 4th, 3 shots back, pitch shot.
Just depends on how deep that lie was, how difficult it was. Good play, has to make a little putt.
Great up and down at the 12th. She's got that to save par at 14.
Jung-Un Lee did make a birdie, of course, after tapping in so close to the eagle. Now Ryan O'Toole, this would be a lovely pick-me-up after the 3-putt at the last hole.
Oh boy. The lake would have been to her left. I don't know why she would have seen that ball going to the right, but it did not.
You know, she made 9 birdies yesterday, 2 in the first 4 holes today. You're thinking, here we go.
Well, you know, I always applaud Ryan O'Toole because she is such a hard worker. She's starting to reap some rewards.
Third shot for our leader at the par 4 12th.
Uphill lie. This is pretty doable.
Those are the little shots when you're really nervous that you get exposed. That looked good.
I was going to say, did she make that look a little easier than it was?
Important shot this for Inbee Park, you feel. This is a hole she has to make at least birdie at. Looked a pretty good line.
At the par 3 14th, this is Austin Ernst for par to stay, 3 back. Judy, you never know. Those par saves, she's out in front of the leaders. Par putt at the 12th for Se-Young Kim.
From the upper middle tier down to the lower back tier, gets there and it'll turn left and pick up speed. Not a bad effort, but bogey at best.
She will fall back at best to -10. Up 1 to 13.
Well, we saw her find the bunker off the tee, so had to lay up to here to Stanford. It looks like it was a pretty good layout.
Well, you spend so much time practicing these shots, trying to get the sense of touch and feel for distances. And sometimes you know that you have to allow for a little spin. Sometimes you don't.
Mo Martin 3 shots behind Amy Olsen, lining up a putt for birdie at the 12th.
Very, very similar, obviously, to the one of Se-Young Kim. Just get it to that edge with a very little speed. Let it go on down to the hole and start turning a little left. Her speed has been so good on the longer putts all week long. So good.
It will be a rather stress-free par on a very stressful Sunday at the Evian Championship. Mo Martin looking for her 2nd career victory and 2nd major, having won the Rico Women's British Open back in 2014, fending off some of the best players in the world at the time.
She's one of the shortest hitters in the game. This par 4 is 406 yards and requires a certain amount of accuracy. A lot of long hitters have fought with this hole. She made it seem, as you said, stress-free.
Stressful when you find the fairway bunker, as Georgia Hall did in the group before, and Se Young Kim did. This for bogey for Kim.
Boy, it's hard to get your mind settled down and be in the place it was before you got on this train about 4 holes ago. Good putt.
She's back to 10 under. Double bogey at 10 when she was tied for the lead, and now a bogey here at 12, and we've got maybe 3 feet for par for our leader Amy Olsen to stay in front by 2, and now only Angela Stanford within 2 shots of her. Anything here particularly that you see?
No, it's just longer than a formality.
New putter in the bag the last couple of weeks, and she has wielded it beautifully. Her lead is 2 over Angela Stanford, both looking for their first major. The Americans, Austin Ernst, part of a group of 4, 3 shots back. NB Park is part of that group as well.
Oh. Well, it was pretty straightforward, and Mindy made it look that way as well. Should be the birdie she needed.
Ryan O'Toole unable to capitalize on that great pitch shot with her 3rd at the par 5 13th. Makes par. She is 4 back. Posing like she likes it.
Pretty good.
That for birdie, so we go back to the 13th.
She's had a few chipping issues today at times, Stanford. And there's another one. Wedge in hand, now struggling to make par.
She'll remember that 13th, won't she?
Yeah, it's not been the kindest hole to Angela. Still got a par putt to come, though. She's the closest pursuer right now of Amy Olsen.
If NB Park's going to win her 8th major, she's going to need to convert putts like this. This is a birdie effort, so she gets to within 2 shots of the lead of Amy Olsen.
Well, looks like she's trying to get this one down there, Jerry.
She has a chance if she catches it with the 3-wood very, very strongly. 233 front, 238 hole, and it'll roll quite a ways at the end. But it's risky. There's a bunker right short of the green, well short, and a tree left. And that line is pretty nice.
Yes, it is. Here's my prediction. If Amy Olsen can birdie 13 and 15, the 2 par 5s, it's going to be awfully hard to be caught.
And get by that brutal 16th unscathed.
This is the par 3 14th, and it's Ryan O'Toole for a much-needed birdie. Now she thrust herself into contention at the Evian Championship with a 63. Low round of the week on Saturday. 13.
Good shot. Good layup there for Se Young in the left rough. No chance out of that lie. Getting home in 2.
Maybe that little spell, maybe she'll relax herself. I mean, nothing to lose now. She had everything to gain, of course, with a birdie putt to take the outright lead at 9. She's still only 3 off the lead.
Mo playing third, had to take a little pit stop. Group playing out of turn quite a bit since they've been put on the clock, which is quite common.
Ready golf, they call it.
That's the way we all play. But we're not playing for a lot of money in a major title.
Yeah, just over $577,000 for the winner. That prize fund's going to go up over $4 million for next year's edition.
Their commitment here is stunning. Kind of matches the views.
Mm.
Minjee Lee with a par putt at the 18th. And couldn't get up and down from the bunker. And to the 14th we go, and now 2 shots off the lead, NB Park.
Well, this is a great opportunity for birdie as well. Really friendly pin today on this tricky green.
That doesn't look very hospitable.
No, that is really thick rough, and she is far enough up into the hill to have a big downhill slope to deal with.
The birdie at 13 got her to within 2, and now a par would be a great score.
Yeah, you can't really play that kind of shot with exact precision. You've got to get a little luck.
Angela Stanford next, also 2 back.
Well, echoing what you were both saying, it's really the one area that you just don't want to miss it. It's so horrible there. That slope is so steep. Really poor shot there from Embiid. Just want to be leaving it below the pin. Give yourself the best chance of birdie, and you're shooting straight up this hole. Visually looks great from the tee that's pushed up today. Go. Go!
Leaning like it's going right. And she'll have that putt to get within 1.
I like the shot.
She looked and sounded a bit like her Solheim Cup teammate Christy Kerr with that gritted teeth and encouragement to the ball.
In position, Mo Martin. I mean, she hit a wedge that just missed the target at 9. Still managed to make an unlikely birdie in the end. She'll be hoping to put this one, though, within 6-foot range.
Front portion of the green seems pretty soft.
Maybe just a little more than 6 feet, but nice shot nonetheless from Mo. Her record has been pretty good on the par 5s this week. She's birdied the 9th every day. She's birdied that 13th hole twice. Jerry, I think you're back with us.
Yeah, I hope so. Although I'm not sure the viewers do. 61 yards here for Se Young. Again, just her 56-degree wedge, which costs some spin on a shot like this. Oh, beauty, though.
Not too late for Se Young Kim. Final hole of the major season for the lady who may well be the #1 player as far as the major season's concerned, Area Jitanagan. Two under for the day. 4 birdies and a couple of bogeys on the card for Area. One of those, Jerry, you might actually fancy, you know.
I was just going to say this one should have a chance. It's a pretty basic little pitch shot. Slide uphill lie, green slopes slightly toward her. Maybe just open the face on her 58-degree wedge a little, clip it nicely. I love the technique here. No, very little hands at all. That keeps the loft very consistent through impact, and also any kind of miss hit, the club has a little bit more strength to it.
Prize of Valet, nearly did. Should be a routine birdie though for Amy Olsen. It was interesting hearing her talk after her round yesterday. She was saying that she knew she would face some adversity. She played in the final group in the final round of the A&A Inspiration, the first major of the season. Watch Pernilla Lindberg overcome that adversity after an early bogey. And Amy Olsen, who dropped a shot at the second, doing a similar thing here. 14 under par now, and that is a 3-shot lead.
I think a lot of players took heart after watching Pernilla's win. Pernilla would have been, even though she's a young woman, what we would call a journeywoman player, and finally got her due. So made a lot of players feel good, go back to the practice tee, have newfound hope.
Yeah, it was the excellence of the second shot that allowed the third to be played in such a manner.
All right, we have a second shot for NB Park, who is now 3 shots behind and may do well to stay 3 back here at 14.
Great camera work. It shows the difficulty of this shot, even though it couldn't show us the lie.
And you called it, Judy. There is a bit of hope with that shot, isn't there, out of that thick rough?
You have got to have a little bit of luck. You can execute just as well as you think you can, and it can still go all wrong.
So just when the 7-time major champ gets within 2, she is in danger of dropping a shot.
A little uphill here from Mo Martin's birdie effort to get back to within 3.
Oh, how frustrating for Martin. She will be kicking herself.
She is a die putter by very nature, and that is the risk.
When we saw Austin Ernst have a look at eagle at 13, she's hit another 2 good shots. They have moved the tee up here at 15 today, so it is very reachable, even though it plays uphill. This one plays very much downhill.
Yeah, straight down the slope. It needs to hit the hole.
Well, she's another one that gets to 11 under. I mean, she's going to set a target if she can play those last 3 holes well.
Birdie effort for Se-Young Kim. Should move a little right.
Just in the nick of time. A birdie, just the second of the day for Se-Young Kim, and at the moment we've now got 4 players at 11 under par, although Inbee Park will do well to stay amongst them. There they are.
Still have a birdie putt coming up for Angela Stanford in a moment, but this is Inbee Park for par at 14.
You struck a really nice putt if you can just leave it close to the hole.
Probably a 2-putt there, but it's going to be a bogey. And Inbee Park, if she makes that, will drop to 10 under. She'll be 4 shots back with 4 to play. So, Henny, we have a player who is the leader among active players with 7 majors, and you've got a player who is trying to win her first, and this is a huge putt for Angela Stanford.
It is huge, yeah. It's going to move gently off her right-hand side, just a little bit though. She's using her feet to try and feel where the slope is.
Inbee blocked our view, but you could tell from the groans, no matter what language you speak, that one did not drop, yes. So the Fort Worth, Texas native and resident, alum of TCU there in Fort Worth, Solheim Cup stalwart, 5 wins, but none in the last almost 6 years. Birdie putt at the 18th for So-Yeon Yu. Had a chance with a victory to win the Rolex Annika Major Award. You have to win a major to be eligible. Had a chance to go back to number 1. And she'll have that to finish on 8 under. It'll be another fine finish for So-Yeon Yu, tied for 9th.
She'll have a little break at home for a week, and then she's going to play a tournament in Japan.
Inbee Park for bogey. Inbee Park and So-Yeon Yu, good friends, both qualified for the UL International Crown team in their native Korea. Inbee Park declined to play. So-Yeon Yu will play. So will Arya Jatanagarn for Thailand.
Well, it's been another excellent season, hasn't it, in the majors for Arya Jatanagarn. She will finish off there with a round of 69.
Our leader now by 3. It's the largest lead that anyone's had this week. And Amy Olsen, with 5 holes to play, is closing in on a breakthrough weekend.
5-iron there for Amy. Same one she hit back at 8. This one, though, is well left.
Yep.
Back there where Inbee Park was.
Yep, right in the bad stuff. So now if you make 3, you've done heroic work. And you just maybe have to make sure you make 4. Elevated tee plays way down to the green at 14. It's a giant green at 14. The back portion of the green was only used once this week. Very difficult to hit this green. The bailout is always to the left, and the bailout actually is the most difficult place from which to get the ball up and down. Actually, you can put it in the right bunker and get it up and down more easily. But a par 3 that plays tough.
Now Se-Young Kim. After the birdie at 13, she's within 3.
And a 6-iron. It is a difficult par 3, but from this tee, you kind of feel like you can take a breath here. It is a chance at birdie, just a 6-iron in, but this too, well left and turning left.
That's found kind of a little open spot. I can't tell if that's going to be a good lie or a even worse lie.
Just 2 birdies at this 14th today. Well, the green is open. The door may be open here for Mo Martin. Another look here at Se-Young Kim's powerful swing, Judy.
Yeah, she has very strong legs. You can see her move down and into that ball. Then she straightens up in balance on her left foot.
Perfect. Just be super still, okay? Thank you.
And the 9-wood, yet again, I believe the 6th time, if not 7th time, she's hit this club today. Left as well.
All 3 in the final group are in the thick rough left of the green at the par 3 14th as the tension mounts in the season's final major. Mo Martin has won a major. Her fellow competitors in the final group have not. This is Lydia Ko, 2015 winner at Evian. She was the youngest ever to win a major championship, the age of 18, finishing up with a 2-putt par at the 18th, playing with fellow major champions Brooke Henderson and So-Yeon Yu. This looks like the kind of grouping you'd get on a Thursday, grouping the stars together.
Interesting couple of years for Lydia Ko. She is one of the really tremendous talents on the planet in the women's game. And she's had a little downturn, which by some people's standards wouldn't be so bad, but she was so good.
15.
Yeah, Ryan O'Toole, we can only assume she didn't find the fairway off the tee, didn't find the fairway with a second either, so having to wedge one in from just by that bunker. Come on down. Oh, very nicely played. Might be too little too late now for Ryan. They'll have that to get to 10 under. It amazes me, the 8th hole, everyone missed the green right where you can't miss it. At the 14th hole, everyone's missed it left where you can't miss it. It must be that tension of the final round.
Amy Olsen in a bit of trouble at 14. Austin Ernst tied for second. Huge tee shot at the tough par 3 16th.
Yeah, this hole is way back in this green. That is such a safe and good play. Exactly the way you would draw it up.
That for birdie to get to 12 under. 15.
Let's see the short game skills of Jung-Eun Lee. Make it this her 5th major. She's only once been outside the top 20. That's a good touch. Could and should get her to 10 under par. Well, we'll take her within 4 shots of Amy Olsen's really got her work cut out to save a par at 14. She does, though, have the cushion of a 3-shot lead.
Amy Olsen has a 3-shot lead, but is in a difficult position here on 14. And it is just getting worse. Remember, she has never had an under par round in the final round of a major championship.
Face wide open.
Her scrambling statistics just so-so, middle of the pack on the LPGA Tour. That was better than average.
Yeah, but you can see what a wonderful shot she played. How well she gauged it and all. And it's still not the kind of shot from this distance from the green that you think is a really good shot, which would be in that 5-foot circle.
Now Mo Martin, great scrambler.
Ball below her feet quite a bit as well. That's good.
There's a great one.
Number 2 on tour and getting it up and down for par. She's going to do it here. And she may pick up at least a shot on her good friend Amy Olsen. 15.
Well, Jung-Eun Lee puts herself in the picture a little bit. And 10 under, 4 back it seems, but of course Amy Olsen is far from guaranteed a par, is she? I mean, she'll do well to make bogey from down there.
And Judy, it's never easy, is it? Whether you're trying to win a major, a non-major. Amy Olsen looking for her first victory.
This is a tough putt to gauge right here. Through the swell, up a very steep incline. It'll throw it right, then it gets over it and it heads downhill. And it'll turn a little left. It is just so difficult to dial in. She has been phenomenal at it this week. Not a bigger moment to do it than right here.
That's a lot to compute, but as you can see at home, the ball not on the putting surface, flagstick in the hole.
Asking for it to get up, and it barely does. That's for bogey.
Happens so fast, doesn't it?
Austin Ernst has a putt for birdie coming up in a moment. First, 15.
Well, it certainly gains interest from elsewhere in the field if they see Amy Olsen slipping back a little. Ryan O'Toole with a birdie that takes her to 10 under as well.
Well, Austin Ernst may have this putt for a share of the lead, depending on what Olsen does at 14. This to get to 12 under.
Barely moved to the left. Just a little bit quick.
She'll stay at 11 under. Amy Olsen's going to give up at least one. This is Se-Young Kim for par at 14.
Move a little left here.
Se-Young Kim had a putt for birdie on the 9th hole. That would have given her the lead at 14 under. Since then, you see the double at 10, bogeys at 12, and now 14.
I'll tell you who hit the shot at 14 that gave her an easy par was Angela Stanford. And everyone else has really made it hard on themselves.
Including our leader, Amy Olsen, 26-year-old from North Dakota. Makes her home now in Terre Haute, Indiana, where her husband, Grant, is an assistant coach for Indiana State University. Had a big win last night, or early this morning, Evian time, over Eastern Illinois. And now Amy Olsen trying to make it a weekend to remember. This for bogey.
Yeah, and Grant has been on the couch since 4 a.m. watching, and I'm sure very nervously at this point. Probably a lot of the team, who are just huge supporters of Amy, got up early today, well, after a rough game last night, 55-41. Not a defensive struggle.
It's a W, Jerry.
But a win is a win, and I think Amy Olsen could appreciate that as she lines up the bogey putt. She's not had a double, and Judy and Jerry so often at majors. It's not about how many birdies, it's avoiding those disasters.
Yeah, this is just as important as any birdie putt she's made.
Wow. Huge. And Olsen drops just one. Her lead is 2. One more look, Judy.
Somebody with a little attitude that you were playing on a Saturday at your home club would say, all around good putt.
Somebody may be looking out for Amy Olsen.
It's amazing how placid she was in her reaction to that going in. You know, this is to keep the lead now. Angela Stanford trying to chase one in there. This could be very good. Come on, come on.
Could really be good.
Well, that could be the shot of the championship for Angela Stanford. 77th major championship. Is it 77th time? Lucky for the 40-year-old. What a shot. Things are changing. Amy Olsen's 13 under. Angela Stanford in a moment at 15 will have a putt also to get to 13 under par.
Angela Stanford now has a putt to tie for the lead in this Evian championship.
She's got it. It's an eagle. A crucial, vital eagle for Angela Stanford. Wow.
6 years since her last win. You can only imagine all the times that she's been there to win and hasn't won in those 6 years.
And Judy, I mean, the story as well with her mother, who was cancer-free for 8 years. It's returned. Her mum says, go out there, play. And she says, well, if mum tells me to be out here, she needs to be out here.
Her mother came to Portland with her 2 weeks ago. She's in treatment, but she's doing okay.
Good.
Ow.
Well, Ari Jatanaga, we know he's not too far away. She's just been interviewed by Tom Abbott down there by the 18th, and her chance of being the top player in the majors this season looks ever likelier after that drop shot, second in a row for Inbee Park. But the story here is this lady from Texas.
Yeah, and her mom is Nan. Nan, I know you're somewhere watching this very closely, as will so many of Angela's friends from the Fort Worth area, Shady Oaks Country Club, and she is a tremendous TCU fan.
Sometimes you need to step up and play the shots that can win you majors. This was one from Angela.
Hit a very similar shot to the 13th yesterday, and it looked great all the way, rolled into a very thick patch of rough. She kicked herself afterwards because she said she didn't play the shot the way she wanted, wound up making bogey.
Well, yeah, no payoff then, a big payoff right here.
Only Faye Crocker has become an older major winner for the first time.
And that was back in the mid-50s, the U.S. Open.
And that's just going to catch the slope for Austin. 11 under par. She's going to maybe set a target. But I don't know if she heard the cheers, Jerry, of what was going on ahead of her.
No.
Oh, you're going further right. Oh, I got you. Okay. Yep.
It was just a polite applause. It wasn't an eagle roar, if you will. So, and I'm pretty sure she doesn't know where she stands. The leaderboards that have been out around the course have only showed grouping scores, not a leaderboard. This is only 215 front, 228 hole.
Staying right, isn't it?
Yeah.
So chances are she won't make 3, but she sure is still intent on making 4.
She says she just wants to stick to her game plan. That's why she doesn't look to the leaderboards.
I don't know, you get to the last couple of holes, you know, and game plan sometimes has to go out the window because of what you're facing.
Caddy has to make a call there. It's a brother in this case. Change of club for Sia, or is it not 100% yet? What if are they still on the clock here, Jerry? Because she's taking her time here.
Yeah, no, they've been taken off the clock. When they got to the par 3 tee, I think maybe even before that. .217 to the hole, should be a hybrid of some variety. Came out of that one quite obviously.
There's a workup. It's, I suppose, a little bit of light relief, this hole, in between the 2 par 3s, Judy.
If you play it well, it is.
At the par 3 16th, Ryan O'Toole, the American, for par. That will keep her at 10 under with an outside chance, just 2 holes to play. Shot 63, 8 under on Saturday to give herself a chance.
Well, not this one in. She'll be within 1 shot there. You get confirmation of the top 3 as it stands. Never really threatened. Grant, you, Angela, wouldn't be the second oldest, would she? She'd actually be the 3rd oldest, you found out.
Well, We have Angela at the 16th after a thrilling eagle that has moved her into a share of the lead. Intimidating tee shot.
It is, and she's been standing there looking at it for a while. A bit of a hold up on the 16th tee. And this pin all the way back on the left-hand side of the green on a banana-shaped ridge from right to left. Only 3 yards behind it, so you just can't go long.
Wow. Well, after the shot of her tournament, she is going to have a lot of work to save her par. Almost spun it back in the water yesterday here at 16, got it up and down for par. Stanford with an eagle at 15 has tied Olsen. A third shot for Olsen at that par 5 15th in just a moment.
Great opportunity for Amy Olsen to respond. Now tied for the lead with Angela Stanford. This her third shot just off the green, the par 5 15th.
Release down.
Needs that to go. Tried.
I'm a little surprised it got as far as it did because it seemed to grab on the second bounce.
I was surprised to see her take that kind of rehearsal swing, but I think she was trying to get it to one hop down that slope.
Didn't carry it far enough.
No.
She's not showing it, but she has got to be feeling it now. I mean, here we are, last few holes of a player, let's not forget, who's never finished in the top 5 of any LPGA tournament before. So here she is in uncharted territory. Similar proposition for Se Young.
Yeah, but she's taking a practice swing, keeping that face closed a little more as she does to make me think she's going to play it a little higher with a little less spin. This to her sand wedge. Exactly what she's done.
This could go in.
That could be a huge putt for Se Young Kim because Olsen is by no means guaranteed a birdie at the 15th, and the other co-leader, Angela Stanford, Henny, is in what kind of predicament here?
Yeah, not in a good kind of predicament. She finds herself downhill lie in the rough. She's got a big ridge to go over coming off the back of those bunkers on the right-hand side. It's all downhill towards the pin. Got about 3 yards between the ridge and the pin. I don't think you can pitch it over the ridge and hold it on the green. On the plus side, she's coming back into the breeze, which is going to hold it up slightly for her, make things a little easier. But she looks to be taking the aerial route. This is brave.
I'm telling you, the contouring of the green scares me.
Hit on the downslope, didn't it? Careful here. Careful.
This is like unbelievable to play this little hole this way.
Wow. So she is up, but inside the hazard line.
I'm stunned at both shots.
Having just taken a share of the lead, and now back to 15.
Unbeknown to her co-leader.
This is all about the read.
Boy, you sure think that has to dive left with the contour of the screen, Judy, but it didn't.
Every now and then you just catch that perfect angle where you get nearly a straight putt. And it's really hard to know exactly where that spot is. If any of you at home watching have ever played mountain golf, you could have at least a little sense of what players are trying to find here. And remember, this is the 4th round. This is probably the 6th round this week for a lot of players. They now know these greens pretty well, and it is still very hard.
Just a par, but every chance she's going to be leader on her own again in a moment.
Yeah, big trouble for Angela Stanford at 16. Don't even know if she can swing with a third shot. Austin Ernst, 2 back, 18.
Fairway is key, and that looks pretty good. It's going to hit near the left edge.
Should come back to the right, and it does.
Yeah, very good. Very good.
The 18th is annually the toughest hole since it was redesigned 5 years ago from a par 5 to a par 4. 15.
Se Young Kim's birdie effort sliding right the whole way.
Pretty close to Angela Stanford's eagle putt, Jerry.
Fair to say it's been a mixed bag on the back nine.
Third shot for Stanford at 16.
Could not ground her club. She played from inside the hazard line. It's becoming a bit of a meltdown. Hate to see it.
She came so close at Pumpkin Ridge in 2003, battling the likes of Annika Sorenstam, Kelly Robbins, and the eventual winner Hillary Lunke. But for Stanford, up and down for double bogey here. Or in for bogey. So the 2 shots she picks up at 15, she gives back at 16. She is still in it, but now with a lot of work over the last 2 holes. Making sure she's not in anyone's line.
And please let me tap this in and let me get off of this green and try to collect myself.
Well, she got to 15, 2 back. She's 2 back with 2 to play. One more look here. This was the 3rd shot.
Can't ground the club, just basically stuck it in the ground. You saw the club just stuttered right in the divot.
But it's the tee shot she'll remember, isn't it?
Yeah.
May try to forget it.
Yeah.
She'll need to put it behind her. 15.
Yeah, don't forget Mo Martin. This to get to 11 under. Sticking around.
That's Mo Martin, isn't it?
Gritty.
The gritty little Bruin from UCLA. Jessica Korda, among that group, Judy, certainly rising players, top players yet to win a major championship, but for her to be healthy and to be a winner again, quite the 2018 for Jessica Korda.
Well, I love to watch her swing the golf club. The dynamic between she and her sister is terrific and huge addition to women's golf.
Birdie putt for Inbee Park at 16. We talk about full swings and putts mirroring one another or matching one another. They certainly seem to with Inbee Park, don't they? The swing and the putting stroke. Very deliberate. A Hall of Fame member. One of the very best to ever play the game. It's been a beautiful week. We have a nerve-wracking finish here. Amy Olsen, again, leading it by 2. She goes to the treacherous 16th in a moment.
Evian Resort. Walking in the footsteps of women's golf legends, practice your passion on the legendary Evian Championship course. Tune up your game at our Ledbetter Academy, a one-of-a-kind experience. And at the very source of Evian water, take the time to enjoy all the delights the resort has to offer. Evian Resort, energy at its purest source.
It's like being able to tee up a driver in the fairway, only better.
Wow, that was incredible. That's like the best of my best driver shots ever.
You hit it off the tee, you hit it off the deck. It doesn't matter. I have never hit a club like this teeless driver.
I think the teeless could replace the driver and the 3-wood.
No, that felt good.
Find out how you can hit a new club longer than your driver right off the deck, even out of a divot, by going to keylessdriver.com.
I was on the fence about changing from a manual to an electric toothbrush, but my hygienist said going electric could lead to way cleaner teeth. She said get the one inspired by dentists, with the round brush head.
Go pro with Oral-B. Oral-B's gentle rounded brush head removes more plaque along the gum line for cleaner teeth and healthier gums. And unlike Sonicare, Oral-B is the first electric toothbrush brand accepted by the ADA for its effectiveness and safety.
What an amazing clean. I'll only use an Oral-B.
Oral-B. Brush like a pro.
Eagles are soaring all season long on the LPGA Tour. Every weekend, CME Group will donate $1,000 per Eagle. At the season-ending CME Group Tour Championship, that goes up to $5,000 per Eagle.
This for Eagle.
Proceeds benefit Bright Pink and Wounded Warrior Project.
Scott McCarron in position for back-to-back victories on the PGA Tour Champions, but it is a crowded leaderboard in Grand Blanc, Michigan. The Ally Challenge. Final round coverage today at 3 on Golf Channel.
Se-Young Kim now is on the tee at 16. Mo Martin has hit it onto the green to about 15 feet or so. Despite the troubles beginning on 10, Se-Young Kim still has a chance to win this Evian championship.
Hold your breath.
Good, not as good.
Evian is breathtaking, and in a very different kind of way. Some of these par threes, huge elevation changes. You hold your breath. Se-Young Kim is safely on, and now our leader by 2 again, Amy Olsen.
Yeah, this hole can play as short as 120 yards. Today, 164.
Trying to find some saliva there, Jerry. It is tense.
She had 6-iron, felt a little more breeze, and might be going back to an easy 5.
Ooh, that's a lot of club.
Yeah, I don't think there's any way it's a 7. I'll know in a second. Well, I don't know, actually. But nonetheless, most daunting shot of the entire day, and it's a 70th hole of the tournament.
Trying to win for the first time in a big way.
Well, she went to the 7-iron, and it's right of the hole. It's going to be a little short of the hole, but a good shot.
Proper play for a leader, Judy?
I think so. I think so. You know, I mean, clearly here, if you get in between clubs, you probably had to take the shorter one because over the green is no bueno.
Olsen leads it by 2. Austin Ernst has a birdie putt at the 18th in a moment to put some pressure on Olsen, who has answered every challenge so far.
Austin Ernst now. This is for birdie to get into the clubhouse at 12 under par and cap a bogey-free final round in a major championship. Still a 68 and 11 under par for Austin Ernst. She thinks right now it may not be enough. We will see what happens to Amy Olsen and the rest of the players as they navigate what has become a very difficult stretch. So Austin Ernst's day is complete. While she waits, we'll look at Se-Young Kim. This for birdie to get to 12 under, what would currently be 1 behind Amy Olsen.
Se-Young Kim's birdie bid just misses on the low side, and that would have brought her to within 1. Set the all-time LPGA Tour scoring record a couple of months ago, just outside Green Bay, Wisconsin, 31 under par. It was a record that she had shared with Annika Sorenstam two-time winner here at Evian. And she went flying past it by 4. This was the birdie attempt, and it's brought her to her knees here briefly. Now leading it by 2, Olsen for birdie.
She's getting to that point now where you want to get on the 17th tee and take one really deep breath and put that ball in the right portion of the fairway.
That new 2-ball putter back in the bag for her. 2 putts at the 16th. Her lead is 2 with 2 holes to play.
Her diet has been a lot of pizza this week. She constantly talks about pizza rapido.
No shortage of pizza here in Evian.
I've decided that's the international food.
Ernst is in at 11 under. Remember how difficult the 18th is. Olsen has answered every challenge. 2 holes to play for her first career title, and it would be a major. It's the same situation that Mo Martin was in 2014. She won the Rico Women's British Open. It remains her only win, but this to get within 1.
Yeah, she has certainly not counted herself out. She's a bulldog by nature on the golf course, and a great chance here.
She'll stay 2 back, 17.
Oh my goodness, Angela Stanford. What a roller coaster ride these last 3 holes have been. Eagle, double bogey, birdie, and she's back within 1. Golf, eh?
You expect nothing less from a player as tough as Angela Stanford, do you?
Her mom and her friends at home are, you know...
falling off the sofa right now.
Are they breathing?
I mean, what a putt this is. She knows she has to hold it as well. It's almost like a Solheim Cup moment. Look at that, the reaction says it all. That took some focus to bounce back from such huge disappointment at the last hole.
Well, one would think this is must-make for Se Young Kim for par, about 4.5 feet maybe. To stay 2 back. These are not nearly as easy as these great players make them look. Safely in with the 2-putt par. And our final group makes it to the 17th. We go to 18, Ryan O'Toole, with the clubhouse lead belonging to Austin Ernst at 11 under. 31-year-old native of California, Ryan O'Toole must birdie to have a chance. And then she'll need some help. Her caddy, Des, said go, and it did. She'll have a chance.
Anytime you are right on hole high, usually you're going to have a chance.
Amy Olsen navigates the 16th with par. Angela Stanford with a birdie to get within 1. She heads to 18, 1 back.
You're actually playing to about half of the fairway that works for this hole.
Se Young, too. Hits it right of her line. But that's going to give her a fighting chance to work something around the tree, maybe hit it over it, the hanging limbs. There was no roar from the green that you could make out audibly back here at 16 or the 17th tee, because not a lot of spectators make their way to the 17th green with the inviting atmosphere of 16 and 18 side by side. So I don't think Amy or her brother knows that the lead is now only 1. I'm not sure they knew it went to 2. Amy hits it a little right of where she wanted it. And that, too, is going to take a little creativity to get it close to the hole.
Well, she's been accurate all day. 10 of 11 fairways so far.
Jong Eun Lee 6. And you wonder about the number if you're just joining us, perhaps. There have been 6 players through the years on the LPGA Tour of Korea with that name, Jong Eun Lee.
I think a couple, at least a couple, are now retired players, but
right.
It's quite the little phenomenon, and they seem to embrace the numbers.
Just one Judy Turlumke ranking. One and only. Angela Stanford, after that electrifying birdie at the 17th, now just one back.
Get it in the fairway. Boy, and that she did. Smacked it.
Wow, amazing.
You know, you've seen from Mo Martin today, you've seen from Angela Stanford today, you're sitting in a little different way from Amy Olsen today, but this is what you call grit. This is where it goes up and down, and you hang in there and hang in there. A woman wrote a book that's out just in the last year or two, Angela Duckworth, and the title of the book is Grit. And it is amazing about athletes and people, not just in sports, but athletes who are very talented, are very good at what they do. But it's that inner grit that makes them a little bit special. You see so much of that in sports. You see so much of that in golf.
On the top of the leaderboard, you've got only one player who has won a major. That's Mo Martin, and that is her only victory, and that came 4 years ago. Amy Olsen looking for her first ever title of any kind. Stanford looking for her first major and her first win in 6 years. Austin Ernst looking for her first victory in 4 years. Se-Young Kim is the player most on form, you'd say, but she is 2 back with just these 2 to play. Ryan O'Toole, who lit up Evian yesterday with a 63, the low round of the week, has this to tie Austin Ernst in the clubhouse at 11 under.
Currently tied for 6th, her best major ever, 9th place at a Women's U.S. Open.
Come on, come on.
Had a 3rd earlier this year in Arkansas, but that was with a great Sunday. Not really a great chance to win from near the lead. But this is going to be an important week for Ryan O'Toole, one would think. Our final group at 17.
Well, we know Mo Martin is blocked out by those trees you can see there on the left of your picture. You can see from the angle of the other 2 that they might have to flirt a little bit with them. Jerry, of course, will have a really good view.
Yeah, well, they're saved by that back left hole location. The other 2 players, Mo still is completely blocked out and has to manufacture something very special here.
So she's got to decide, does she go up and over or does she chip out sideways? I mean, the situation maybe demands something spectacular.
It looks like she's laying up, yeah.
I'm surprised that, given, as I say, that scenario we have right now where she's 2 back.
Well, you can imagine she is quite the manager of a golf course, period, but certainly when she's in trouble.
That's just a long pitch shot right there. I thought she might try and hit it like a pretty big slice around those trees with a lofted wood.
Yeah, I mean, listen, she knows best, she knows her game, but this young lady, 2 shots in the lead ahead of her.
I've got her right at 140 yards. 8 iron is the signal.
She's driven the ball so well, but the strength of her game is really this iron play.
Well, that's an aggressive shot, literally just left of it.
Excellent shot. Given the circumstances, really, really good.
just a few yards closer is Se Young Kim. This an 8-iron. This two a little left.
Safely on, but not really in birdie territory.
Jong-un Lee 6 plays full-time on the LPGA Tour of Korea. We'll see her at major championships and maybe one or two other times during the year. And a closing birdie at the toughest hole on the course. And there she is at 10 under, tied for 6th place.
Well, she loves being at number 6, doesn't she, Grant? So it's a lucky number.
That was just a moment ago. Ryan O'Toole finished with Jong-un Lee 6 at 10 under. Now back just left of the fairway in the first cut, NB Park.
He's got 185 to this back pin, loads of green to work with. She's got a hybrid in hand, can roll it up there nicely.
Yeah.
NB Park got close to the lead with the birdie at the 13th, but gave it back with bogeys at 14 and 15 to 17.
Yeah, third shot now for Mo Martin.
102 is the yardage. The adjusted yardage for the hill you're playing up is 108. That's a pitching wedge. Hardly a breath of wind at the moment.
Well, she made a great par at the 11th, didn't she? Remember, she missed the fairway down the right-hand side there, chipped out, played a similar kind of length shot in and hold the putt.
The closest pursuer to Amy Olsen is her fellow American Angela Stanford. She's one shot back. She is in the fairway at the 18th.
Incredible stadium-like atmosphere here with the crowds. You can really feel the sense of occasion. Ball below her feet, which is going to help with the shot shape to this back right pin.
She'll have that putt to get to 13 under. Amy Olsen has a putt for birdie. A hole back at 17. 40-year-old Angela Stanford from Fort Worth, Texas. A chance to post 13 under as Amy Olsen has a birdie putt at 17 in a moment.
Final group on the 17th hole. This a moment ago, Se Young Kim. What has to be considered a must make if she has any shot of winning. And that slides by. And let's go live now to Amy Olsen. One shot lead over Angela Stanford, who is on the green and has a birdie putt on 18. This Olsen's birdie putt to increase her lead to 2 shots.
Complete misread there.
Yeah, that never turned.
Yeah, and part of that attitude is being very comfortable with where her life is, giving her a lot of poise, I think, and a lot of, would it be too big a word to say, a lot of peace on the golf course?
Now, she and Angela Stanford are friends. They play together, and Angela Stanford now has this putt to join Olsen at 13 under and create a roar around Evian.
And there will be a roar. At the moment you can hear a pin drop, hundreds of people dead quiet. This putt going to move to her right hand side. It's just a question of judging how much. She's been circling it with her caddy. Seems focused and determined, like she knows the line, just got to commit to it now.
For a share of the lead. Is it enough?
Oh my
Impossible.
gosh.
Impossible. What a week for Angela Stanford. She's not out of it. She's got the clubhouse lead.
Bethany.
And she has to be so proud of herself for the way she played the last 2 holes.
I don't want to forget the up and down for double bogey. That was not an easy shot at the 16th.
Oh.
And she looks to the heavens. Wonders what might have been. What may still come. Let's take another look. Maybe it'll go in this time.
I think we can fairly say as good a putt as you can roll and have it not go in the hole.
She plays out of Shady Oaks, which you can see on her sleeve, wearing the emotions on that sleeve. Does a lot of work at Mira Vista Country Club in Fort Worth, Texas as well, raising a lot of money and awareness and interest in junior golf.
Hosts a big fundraiser in Fort Worth.
And you see the emotion.
Sure, after the Dallas tournament. And the interesting part about it is all kinds of players come and help her.
It's a sign of that respect, isn't it? That she has earned. She's poured so much of her life here into winning a major championship. The emotions coming out. Amy Olsen tapped in for par at 17. 1 hole to play for a major championship.
Yeah, good swing.
Her fellow competitors like it. Will it stay in the fairway? Just does. She had a putt to take the lead at the 9th hole, just missed it. And now she's 2 back of Amy Olsen, the 26-year-old from North Dakota, with a par or better. She'll win for the first time, and it will be a major.
And make par here to make it a lot easier on yourself. You have to be in the fairway. Turning left.
She's missed only 1 fairway all day. And that is probably a layup, isn't it, Judy?
Well, we don't know what kind of jam she's in, but oftentimes at the left side, if the ball just isn't on the edge of the rough, it is a layup because the entire front of the green covered by water.
Now this 18th, redesigned from a par 5, which some could reach in 2. 5 years ago, when the course was redesigned and this became a major championship, 2013, it became a brutal par 4. Angela Stanford, could this be a signature victory for her? She's in the house at 12 under. Amy Olsen is left of the fairway at the 18th.
Self-evident that all men are created equal.
The torch has been passed to a new generation of Americans.
The American dream need not forever be deferred.
This is the richest and the most powerful country.
I'm Cameron McCormick.
Every golfer needs a playbook. And with my new Skill Code series, you'll finally have one.
Purchase the Skill Code Playbook and you'll receive 1 free month of Revolution Golf Plus.
Just go to revolutiongolf.com/skillcode to get access.
Hey golfers, Golf Now is the fastest, easiest way to go play. Instantly book tee times 24/7 at over 6,000 great courses. Why golf later when you can golf now? Download the Golf Now app or visit golfnow.com.
Golf Channel's exclusive coverage of the LPGA Tour is presented by Prudential.
72nd hole of the Evian Championship, and the leader with her second shot on the 18th.
Turned left on her out of that rough. Oh my. That's going to be a 130-plus yard shot out of some deep rough.
Now she scrambled for a bogey at 14. She's yet to make worse than bogey this week.
This golf course has been in fabulous condition. It has been major championship, long, juicy, thick rough all week, and we have seen the price paid so many times.
Now she had missed only one fairway all day. Misses here at the 18th, and now she'll have a third shot from the rough. Mo Martin, 2 back, but with life.
And would I have to just speculate as her favorite club in the bag? I think the 9th time today she's hit this same club, a 9-wood, 174 yards.
Hit one off the flagstick at the 72nd hole when she won her major with a 3-wood.
It's a high fade, a little left of the hole, good looking shot.
She has a chance. Mo Martin, 35 years old, from Southern California, played at UCLA. One of the shortest, straightest hitters on the LPGA Tour, and now Se-Young Kim needing birdie as well.
Just 142 yards to the hole. This too has some potential. Left of the hole.
Checks up. So the challengers have hit terrific approaches to the 18th. Both have to make to match Stanford at -12. The leader, Amy Olsen, has a third shot from the rough, well short of the hazard. Olsen will need to get up and down to win it in regulation, and no worse than bogey to go into a playoff.
And that is some thick, thick rough. Couldn't get over to get a great look at it because she was already at the ball. But you can't see it from anywhere.
Her career best finish is a tie for 7th, but she did play in the final pairing of the A&A Inspiration in April. Talked about what that experience meant. She said she watched the eventual champion, Pernilla Lindberg, with whom she played, shake off an early bogey. Now can Olsen come up with the shot of her life?
It's 103 yards to the front edge, so that's no problem. 132 to the hole. Just having any kind of idea how it's going to react out of this rough is a guess.
You always hold the club just that little bit firmer in this kind of rough. It is so easy to lose control of the club face.
She has never stood over a bigger shot than this one on the 72nd hole at the season's final major. Needs par to win in regulation.
Got plenty of ball flying nicely. Landed way too softly out of that lie, Judy.
Yeah, it sure did. I mean, you certainly expect that ball to run a little bit. It was like she played it from the fairway.
She'll have that putt to win the Evian Championship in regulation. Fingers crossed in Fort Worth and North Dakota and Terre Haute, Indiana. Well, she has a moment, if possible, Judy, to try to soak up the applause from around the 18th, and then she'll stand over a very difficult putt to win.
Can we rewrite some lyrics? Can it be small town girl in a big time place?
It can be a lonely world, can't it, when you're out there trying to win a major championship. As we think about this putt coming up for par, we've seen it three-putted probably more than we've seen it made. It's not an easy putt by any means. Angela Stanford not straying too far. Unless Amy Olsen can make that long putt for par, Angela Stanford is going to have more holes left. Her only, remember, Stanford's only major championship, or her best chance to win a major, came in a playoff at the 2003 U.S. Women's Open as Olsen consults her book.
This is when your hands, they lose a little bit of that feeling that they have when you play a round of golf, and as she's played a round of golf. And this is when your nerve endings are right there. So if you can muster up that great touch that you've had all week on a putt this length and a putt that's up and over a ridge, more power to you. This is a big and difficult spot.
Tugged her tee shot into the rough, laid up in the rough. And perhaps expected her third shot from the rough to release toward the hole. It did not. And now Jerry, a moment that very few get. Standing over a putt, as tough as it is, standing over a putt to win a major championship.
No. That is in the back of her mind right now, I can promise you. First and foremost, it is just lagging this up there close. If it drops, well, there'll be a celebration. But it's a tricky putt, up and over its here, and then that's about a third of the way through this putt. From that point forward, it slopes gently away, so it can get away from you quite easily and turns right.
To win. And now needs that to tie Angela Stanford. There are two others who could tie Stanford as well. So we know Stanford's got golf left. Will anyone join her? Well, she may not have golf left. She's signing autographs for some of the children. And she, quiet please.
Yeah, some would say she's not paying attention. Believe me, somewhere in there she's paying full attention.
At worst, Stanford is in a playoff. Amy Olsen has a putt for bogey. Birdie putts to tie Stanford for Mo Martin and Se-Young Kim.
I hope not.
Mo's putt a little downhill, will be dying left. For 4 years now, she's probably wondered if she'd ever have another chance to win another tournament. This to get into a playoff for another major. Pretty impressive stuff out of the one young lady. Goodness gracious, Judy, as much as she's gotten out of her game this week to be in this position is so remarkable.
Yeah, she is one of the finest players I know in the game, and just because she doesn't rock it at 280, don't ever shortchange this player. I'm always amazed, Jerry, that they can start early in the morning on Thursday, and they play so much golf. Morning and afternoon tee times, and, you know, round after round after round, and it all comes down to right here on the last hole and 4 people.
So 3 putts here to join Stanford at 12 under. This is Mo Martin for birdie.
Wow.
And the dream will end an inch or 2 away from the cup. Let's not forget Stanford's birdie putt here at 18 almost went in, and this thing could already be over had it dropped.
Mo hit a really beautiful putt there. She just overread it by just that fraction. What a tournament she's played, though.
The walk-on at UCLA in the 90s had this putt to join Stanford at 12 under. And she will stay 11 under at the moment, tied for 3rd. So a hug and an embrace from her caddy, Craig Strally. 2 putts to go. Let's try to get in at 12 under. Se-Young Kim for birdie. Amy Olsen for bogey.
Se-Young Kim's putt from this angle quite a bit straighter than Mo's. They have studied it at great length. Caddy Paul Fusco down in the worm cam position on the other side of the hole. And she has made her share of these in her brief career.
The player who set the record 2 months ago for the most under par holes in any tournament, 31 birdies and an eagle, needs a birdie here to tie. Well, the Texan has dodged 2 bullets. Angela Stanford waits. She would be the 2nd oldest first-time major champion. Se-Young Kim for par. And a week that might have been, a Sunday that might have been. Lost her swing briefly. But the 7-time winner had a terrific week. She's tied for 3rd as well. My heart's pounding. Amy Olsen has a putt for bogey.
She was over by the side of the green, alone in her thoughts, standing motionless for the longest time, waiting for those 2 fellow competitors to hit their putts. That doesn't help. This one back uphill slightly and turning a little left.
If she makes, we have a playoff. If she misses, Angela Stanford is the Evian champion. Angela Stanford, at age 40, is a major champion. She wins the Evian championship at 12 under with a Sunday 68 and her first win in 6 years.
Yeah, girl. Good job, girl. Good. Happy for you.
And Judy, she knows now the elation of winning a major. She also knows the heartbreak that Amy Olsen is feeling.
Oh, of course she does. Let's go to Tom Abbott.
Well, congratulations, Angela. You're a major champion in your 18th year. on the LPGA Tour. I know it's a very emotional moment for you, but if you could just find some words to sum up exactly what this means.
I don't know if I think I can't. Yeah. I have no idea what just happened. I'm grateful. I'm so happy for everybody at home. Everybody that's always cheered for me. Just, they never gave up on me. This is, I mean, God's funny. He catches you off guard just when you think that maybe you're done. It's amazing. I mean, I don't think I couldn't have asked for it any other way. It's not my plan, so it's pretty cool.
A roller coaster at the end. You eagle 15, you double bogey the very next hole, then a birdie, almost make that putt on 18. Tell us how you managed to come back after that double at 16.
You know, I know me very well, and I do a bunch of stupid stuff. But deep down, I'm a fighter, I'm a grinder, and I've always been that. And I just kept telling myself, you just got to be who you are. And maybe you're not good at certain things, but you got to be who you are right now, and you got to just fight. That was it.
Your mother is fighting back home. Do you have a message for her, having watched you win a major championship?
I don't know. Glad she got to see it. Glad she got to see it. That's it. She might be the first to drink out of the trophy.
She might be drinking already.
I hope so.
Angela, congratulations. You're a major champion in close to 80 major championship starts. We're going to do the official presentation in a moment, but well done.
Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Back up to you guys.
Judy, I'm tearing up here.
Grant, I walked a couple of holes with her in Portland when she was playing in the Pro-Am, and we had really serious talk, and it was a little bit true confession. And I have always called her the classic underachiever. And she really has fought with herself in the last few years. That those years have passed by now, and this wasn't going to happen. But oh my gosh, what an emotional thing! So happy for Angela Stanford.
The former TCU star leapfrogs to victory at the Evian Championship. We've got a trophy to present here on the shores of Lake Geneva. Angela Stanford is a major champion for the first time.
So Angela Stanford, it has been 6 years since her last victory. This is her 6th win. It is her first major, and it comes 15 years after nearly winning the U.S. Women's Open and losing in a playoff to Hillary Lunke. As she said, God's funny. In this case, she managed to find a way, despite adversity, to become a major champion. What a day for Angela Stanford. You have to feel for Amy Olsen, who was not able to convert, had an opportunity to win the championship outright on the 72nd hole, but was not able to convert a 2-putt to be able to make the playoff here. So it is Angela Stanford, a winner by 1. She becomes the first American winner of a major championship this year. And let's head into the trophy presentation.
Down in close to your 80th major championship start. Can you just sum up what this means and the emotional roller coaster you went through at the very end?
My all 18 years have been emotional roller coaster with majors. I love them. It's been the one thing that just I couldn't get my hands on. I'm not letting go now. But yeah, at the very end, I knew Friday on number 15 we had already hit that shot before, and I needed to aim more right. 16, I wasn't comfortable on that tee.
And then I just had to get back to hitting golf shots on 17 and 18, and I thought if I could get to 12 and post something, maybe I'd have a chance. But I wasn't going to give up, that's for sure.
Earlier this year, you and I talked about your golf, and you said, you know, I feel like this might be some of the best golf that I've been playing in my career. Did you have a sense coming into this week that it was going to be your week?
Well, no. I mean, you always hope and think it is, and you prepare for it, but you just never know. I mean, this is the best players in the world out here, and it takes a lot of luck, it takes a lot of hard work, but you know, a lot of things have to go your way, and I knew I was playing well, and I knew that our last 3 events I played well, but nothing was clicking. So I didn't imagine this week. No.
Your mother is obviously back home battling cancer. She told you to go out and play. That's what you do. Did you have a sort of extra motivation because of that this week? Sometimes players say that little bit of extra motivation makes a huge difference.
You know, she gave me some swing tips in Portland this year, so I put those to work this week. So thanks, Mom.
What did she tell you?
Well, I'd have to demonstrate, and I can't do that. It's a secret.
Well, Angela, congratulations. You're a major champion, and you did it right here in beautiful Evian-les-Bains. Well done.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Tom, thank you. And here is the updated race to the CME Globe standings. Ariya Jutanugarn, who's also going to win the Rolex Annika Major Award. She is leading over Minjee Lee, Brooke Henderson, Sunyoon Park, and So-Yeon Yu moves into the top 5. The top 5 spots control their destiny at the CME Group Tour Championship. By the way, Angela Stanford now moves to 19th on that race to the CME Globe standings. So a fabulous win, a dramatic win by Angela Stanford. She takes the 2018 Evian Championship. And of course, a reminder, final round coverage of the KLM Open. That is coming up next here on Golf Channel. What a way to finish for our entire team. I am Scott Walker saying goodbye, and thanks for watching exclusive coverage of the Evian Championship, where Angela Stanford is your champion.